How's it going, guys? In today's video, I'll be talking about Cow Games' newest mobile game, Eversoul. Now, if you want a quick summary, feel free to skip to the end of the video. So, as I was playing this game, the one word that stuck in my mind was the word safe. Now, what do I mean by this? So, as I was playing the game, I could clearly see that it took inspiration from just about every other gacha game out there. It didn't seem like Cow took any risks in trying anything new. Like many people have said, if it's not broken, why fix it, right? Which I agree to an extent, but with that mindset, you'll probably never be an innovator. So Eversoul just feels like every other previous gacha game that I've played. Its gameplay mirrors that of typical arena gachas like Lord of Heroes, Dislight, and AFK Arena to name a few. And when you're not battling through battles, the game does have like a town feature where you can kind of decorate your space and increase bonds with your characters, similar to games like Arknights. Because all of these gameplay elements have been things that I've seen before, I didn't really feel any refreshment while playing it, and even though everything was executed very well. With that in mind, everything that Eversoul presents is presented with high quality. I can definitely tell a lot of work went behind everything. These things include a very fleshed out story, a very easy to understand and simple UI, artistic and beautifully live 2D and 3D graphics and animations and characters, decent voice acting, and wonderfully selected music for just about everything. I haven't played too many gacha games with Korean voice acting in particular, besides games like Lord of Heroes, but man, Korean voice acting just kind of hits different in a positive way. And so also the music in the game doesn't get tiring like a lot of other gacha games out there, and so that's all I have to say about that. In contrast, all of these good things are dragged down to me by the game's slow network and loading times. In between every click and every menu change, there's like a short delay, which really kills the experience for me, although I really hope this is something that they can fix in the future with future updates. So far, I really talked about the things I liked, which were like the UI, the beautiful artwork and animations, along with the voice acting and music. So let's talk about the gameplay now. Eversoul follows your standard gacha game tropes and gameplay styles. It has your standard story mode in which you battle through easy levels followed by a harder boss level. Other game modes include various resource dungeons, PvP arena, and challenge modes. In order to progress through levels, you'll need to upgrade your team, and Eversoul follows a pretty standard level up system in which characters can be further upgraded through ascensions, item enhancements, and special artifacts or augments specific to each character. I like that their skills are upgraded as you upgrade their levels, so that's one less thing to worry about. So the only thing you really need to worry about is leveling up your characters and enhancing their gear. Combat is pretty simple in this game, but it can consist of a decent depth of strategy here. Each character has an ultimate skill which they can use, and you can choose to just let them play automatically or play manually by using their skills at certain times, which you may need to do for harder boss battles. There are various kinds of team positions that you can use in the game, and this matters significantly. Usually you would put your tanks in the front with your healers, mages, and supports in the back, although you have to be careful of things like assassins or characters that can flank, so it really just depends on what the situation calls for. When it comes to characters, there's a variety of different classes like warriors, casters, defenders, rangers, and healers to name a few. Along with these are different races like humans, beast, fairy, undead, angel, and demon. Mixing and matching these can grant you additional buffs that you might need to strike the right balance between this and team positioning depending on their circumstance. Now, I know many viewers will want to know, is this game free to play friendly? And to be honest, I want to say I'm leaning towards no. It kind of feels pay to win. There's no farming or stamina system, so the game stops your progression from things like incredibly hard enemies. You either earn small amounts of upgrade materials through slowly doing your dailies, or you can spend money to get all those fast, efficiently, and with convenience. Because of this, I see very few ways for a free-to-play player to compete competitively against those who regularly spend money on gacha. In summary, I think Cao Games has definitely created a solid foundation for a game which I found to be comprised of a lot of content upon release, and I would only expect them to make further improvements with future updates. From my perspective, it looked like they took very little risk and stayed in their comfort zone by creating a game that just feels like every other game out there. I would have liked to see them try something new and be more innovative. At the very least, the existing game they did design was executed very well. The UI was easy to navigate and understand. There's plenty of lore, strategy, and mechanics for new players to really want to learn and dive into. Everything about the animations and art were choreographed very well. Although the character designs were pretty generic, they still have their charm, and with the Korean voice acting added in, it just hits different to me in a positive way. With all these great things the game has going on, the only major critique I have would be the slow network and long loading times in between everything, though I hope this can be fixed with future patches. Aside that, Eversoul can definitely be someone's main game, but it wasn't strong enough to take me away from my current main games, and as I'm someone who's trying to restrict himself to playing maybe 1 to 3 games, this one unfortunately wasn't going to make the list. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.